Hello, and welcome to Dad's Job Podcast. This is your host, Adam Leatherbarrow. I'm not pointing this week. And I'm joined by Rob Horton and Callum Horton. Boys, how are we getting on this week? All good?
Not too bad, my friend. Not too bad. You, Cal?
Yeah, buzzing, mate. All good. Yeah, good end of the week. So, yeah, happy days.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So work's been all right, is it? All good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
like every other week.
I'm on the second of 2 weeks solid, so I'm working the first 2 weekends of this month, and I'm on the second working weekend to come. So by the time next Friday comes around, that'll be 19 days straight. So I'm looking forward to next Friday as opposed to this weekend.
Yeah, did you lock up the gym all right on Monday?
I tell you what, it was a bit of a rush to get back on the speaker so that we could have a chat. But no, I got it locked up all right. It was all good.
And what about how was your McFlurry as well?
I didn't have a McFlurry, man. I got hot chocolate.
No, I'm not having it.
It's a hot chocolate.
Cal, what guy stops off at a McDonald's drive-thru and gets a hot chocolate? Not having it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, pretty much sums
I don't
Rob
eat McDonald's. I'm a vegetarian. I just get them. I can only get a hot chocolate from there.
Fair enough.
She's got an apple pie.
Hot apple pie. Oh.
Not that late. 10 o'clock at night. It's gone 10.
As long as it ain't American pie, then it'll be all right. So how's your family goals been this week? Any eventful stuff happening over the past week?
I suppose my major own goal is that I'm just working away for these last 2 weekends. So last weekend I was working away, and then this weekend I'm working away. So they're my own goals, because I missed out, which is one of the consequences of working weekends. The kids and Kelly went and saw Little Mermaid on Saturday, so I was gutted to miss out on that. And then this weekend it's more of the same, but this week has been pretty good in terms of just sort of the Monday to Friday stuff. So Danny came to me on Tuesday and he was like, "Dad, I want to take up parkour or like free running," which is pretty exciting for me because I teach gymnastics anyway, and I can't get into a gymnastics club, but there's like a free running club near us in Witham. So the
running?
Huh?
Free running?
Free running, it's like parkour.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was like you go running, you don't pay for it.
Free running. That's
running I can get behind.
That's park run, mate. But yeah, so we've got a little deal right now where once he's completed swimming, and by completed swimming I mean he's done his gradings at the leisure centre, we'll start looking at the club in Witham. But then also he's been playing a lot on his electric guitar this week, and so it's been quite cool, like going through the AC/DC riffs with him. Yeah, so that's been cool. And then Alea just seems to be living her best life every day. But one of the things we do every day in the morning is we do like 15-minute kind of like focus time. So like Danny does like 15 minutes of reading or like 15 minutes of something before school starts. And Alea started to get into that now. So she has like a 15 minutes number time or a 15-minute writing time. So they're kind of like the little mini wins that we've had at home. So I suppose it's a bit like a 2-2 draw, because I feel like I missed out of the weekend, but it's been a relatively good week, Monday to Friday. So yeah, Cal?
I feel like I say this quite a lot since we've been doing this podcast, but our mother-in-law, my wife's mother-in-law come up on Saturday, so that my wife's mum, sorry, yeah, my mother-in-law, my wife's mum, sorry, Heather's in the background giving me tips here, thank you, cheers.
You should get her on the podcast, mate.
Yeah, do you want to come and talk about our weekend? Let everyone know. No? Oh, okay. So my mother-in-law, Heather's mum, come up on the weekend, yeah, so that basically me and Heather could go to a party, which was really nice because we actually booked a hotel so we could stay out. So basically, it was mum and dad away, and she had Bo, and the party was really good. Actually, it was actually quite nice because we spent most of the time with mine and Rob's sister Rosie, and her partner Lee. So we were just waffling, and they're due soon as well. So we were just waffling about the baby and things like that. So that was actually really quite nice, as well as going back to the hotel and having a full night's sleep without being woken up 3 or 4 times. So that was really nice. And then we come home. We did some shopping at Westfields on Sunday, and we come home to a fully cooked roast dinner. So it was like just epic. So yeah, we had like breakfast in the hotel, did a little bit of shopping, and then full roast dinner when we got home. And Bo absolutely adores Nan, like absolutely adores her because she's just wacky and she just like play and roll on the floor and do crazy things. So she's just So Bo absolutely loved it, which was fantastic. Apart from when we had to try and get him to go to nursery on the Monday, which he didn't want to do, obviously, because he just wanted to stay at home. And Nan left on the Monday, to be fair, so she stayed on Sunday. So it's almost like, oh, Nan's still here. Why am I going nursery? Because he knows when Nan's up. Normally, Nan has him. So it was a bit of a war trying to get him into nursery. But it was proper nice weekend for us actually. Like I say, roast dinner, party, food and drink, and let's say Bo having a really good time. So yeah, there was something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what it was now. Adam, if you start, and if I remember,
I was going to say nice specs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we did that. That's what I did as well. Oh yeah, I forgot on Saturday. Do you want to tell the story, or should I tell it?
No, go on, mate. You carry on, and we'll segue into mine.
So basically, yeah. So before we went out, I went and picked up. I had to go Specsavers because I'm going blind. No, actually, well, basically, I have to wear them for reading and writing and what they call it, concentration glasses or whatever they call them. Yeah. So I had to go and pick up my glasses because I'm getting old.
No, sorry, I was just squinting.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Specsavers. So yeah, there are other eye places you can go to, but yeah, Specsavers. And who do I bump into? Who's sitting there waiting to get his eyes tested? Joe, you know your next door neighbour, Rob.
Oh, was he there?
Yeah, he was there. Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was Adam. Adam was sitting there. Yeah. I thought he just followed me in. To be fair, I was sitting there, and all of a sudden he's sitting next to me. I was thinking, "What the bloody hell are you doing here?"
Yeah, but the funny thing is, you didn't see me.
No, I saw. No, it's true. I didn't see him. I saw Connie. Yeah, it's true.
He walked past me, and he was like, "You all right, Connie?" And he looked around and went, "Ed, what are you doing here?" It was like, "Is it Connie's going to be here on her own, like in Specsavers?" Yes. So basically, we bumped into each other in Specsavers, as you do. How cliche is that? And I had to have my eyes retested. So you collected your new specs that you're modelling for us right now. Callum is taking bookings now for any Mark Wright doubles. If you squint hard enough, it's Mark Wright. There you go.
Yeah, if you close your eyes, it's Mark Wright.
If you blink with one eye and squint with the other.
Just keep them both closed. They look like Mark Wright.
A piece of paper up. It looks just like him.
I'm sorry, but that when we went out for that curry and those two Irish people come up to you. Sorry, you migrate. No.
She was so angry. She was so disappointed.
She was devastated. It's not him, mate. It's what you think it is.
The funny thing was, her old man was like literally egging her on, like saying, "Go on, ask him." And he's there in the corner, like, yeah. It's not him, is it?
What we forget to mention is that Callum went to the toilet afterwards and just ran out the restaurant to catch him up and have his picture taken.
Yeah. I was like, "No, I'm joking. I'm winding you up, mate."
I was just trying to be humble. I wanted to have a picture, really. Come on.
They're hardcore listeners now. They listen every week.
That's it. They're following you. That's it.
They still don't understand why it got Callum next to my picture. They think it's just Mark.
Shall I change it? I'll change it. Shall I?
Can you change that?
Yeah, hold on.
Change it to Duke.
Be careful. He might get the He might be listening.
I doubt it.
I somehow think he won't be.
Well, we might be able to get him on soon. He's gonna be a dad soon, isn't he?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, use your connections, Mark, and then we'll. The funny thing is,
Mark double guild.
I'll just ring him. I'll give him a bell.
Yeah, that's it. So basically, we was in Specsavers, and I had to have my eyes tested, and I went in there. I've had pretty good eyesight. You know, I've had like minus 0.5 in each eye, which has been fine, and I've just been putting off an eye test for years. So Kerry booked me in, had an eye test done. And the bloke come back. He said, you've done all right. He said, you're on minus 1.5 on each eye. And I thought, that's not bad. I've only gone up one prescription. I said to Kerry, I went, I've done all right. It ain't that bad. She went, you've gone up 4 prescriptions. I went, what? She went, you've gone up 4 prescriptions. It goes up in quarters. I was like, okay. So I was like, but you do tell the difference. Like I've got glasses at the minute, and now they're so weak. They're more anti-glare for driving, if anything. But now they're so weak. Like I'm squinting, like watching the text on the computer now, and it is quite alarming. It is quite alarming now. I can't play FIFA properly.
That's right, Adam. So am I. I've got my new glasses and I'm still squinting at it.
You got the right glasses.
The writing, Cal.
I'm just baffled that we've got Mark Wright on with us tonight. No, it's Callum. No, it's Callum. But as I was getting, obviously choosing my glasses, Connie's in there like a toy shop, isn't she? So she's going out, she's picking them all up. She's got the Dame Edna ones on, she's got the Sven and Eriksson ones on, and everything. She's like literally putting them all off the shelves and trying them on.
So basically, you have no idea what glasses you're going to get next week.
No, I got them. I haven't got them yet. I've picked them. I'm collecting them next Saturday. So I don't know if I'm picking them up in the morning next Saturday, and
Is it 10 o'clock?
So so I was thinking, I'm busy next week. I won't be able to go pick them up. So I was driving back, and then Kerry's gone, "You're going West Ham, right?" I went, "Yeah." She went, "How are you going to see it?" I went, oh, "Shit, didn't think about that," because I need my glasses to see the game. So I've got a ticket, and I'll be like, I won't be able to go and watch it because I won't be able to see it. So now I've got to go pick my glasses up the day of.
What day is that? Saturday? 15th?
Saturday 15th. Yeah, that's it.
Who are you playing?
Brentford.
You probably won't want to watch that anyway.
Yeah. So the first time I'm going this
that's
season,
quite a big game for Potter, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's a winnable game.
That's the one that you need to win. Yeah, Brentford. I was going to say. Otherwise,
with the whole Brentford Brighton owner issue like thing. Yeah.
Oh, well, the Tony Bloom, is that where he was going with it? Oh, right, okay. So I'm going to have to go pick my glasses up that morning of the game, and then try and get my eyes to work in time for football. But it'd be interesting. So I was 200 quid light on Saturday before I even got to lunchtime. So
I probably need to go back actually and get my eyes retested. I was there today, ironically, because I think I'm going a little bit deaf in this year, so I went and.
Sorry. What?
Are you mocking me?
No, what'd you say?
Are you mocking me? I was at Specsavers today to get my ear checked because I think I'm going deaf. And there is a history of ear issues in our family. So like, my granddad had ear issues forever, and then our older sister Claire also has some issues with her ears and actually wears a hearing aid. So I was starting to think that maybe like mine's starting to go, but I went in there first just to see if it was like a build up of earwax. So this guy was like in my ear with his magnifying glass, and it wasn't earwax. So the next thing I've got to do is go to the GP and see if it's an infection, and then they're going to send me back if it's not an infection to see if I need like a hearing aid or something.
Oh, was it that bad? You might need an hearing aid.
Well, no, they're gonna. So, like I said, I might need to go. I've got to go to the GP first and see if it's an infection because it's all down here,
right?
All down there, and then if it's the infection, it's not an infection. Then they're going to send me back to have a hearing test to see if it's like an early thing. Because I don't think my hearing is like jeopardized right now, but I don't know how the process would work for that type of thing. So they're going to do that and then send me back if not.
Yeah. Interesting. So that was Saturday morning for me. Saturday night, I took, because it was Kerry's birthday on Wednesday, I took her to a nice Thai restaurant in Bishop Stortford for her birthday. So Kerry's mum and dad come over, looked after Connie, and we had a lovely meal. It was called Barn. Oh, I can't even say it. If I say it, I'm going to look like an idiot. Barn Titaya. Anyone in Bishop Stortford?
Yep. I've been there. That's nice. That.
Have you? Barn Titaya?
No.
No, but it was really, really, really good. Like I was saying to Kerry, I was driving down there, going, I really fancy some prawn toast. And I went like proper prawn toast, not the Hovis with prawn paste and sesame seed. You're getting the overcooked in the Chinese takeaway. So got there, and on the starters was prawn toast, and honestly, it was like best prawn toast I've had. Best prawn toast I've ever had, and it was really, really good.
Can we have a? Because you like to do this, don't you? From our little meal out, are you going to do your full order?
Full order.
You wanted everyone to read out their full. Yeah, you wanted everyone to read out their full order, what they ordered. Do you remember?
Well, I'm not currently eating it at the minute.
I thought you were going to like go in to tell us what you've actually had.
I could tell you what I had. If I could tell you what I had, okay. Right. So we had prawn toast, pork dim sum. Trying to think what else we had now.
Best meal of his life, though.
Best meal, yeah.
Best meal of his life.
It was so good. I was comatose by it. I fainted after I've eaten it, and then Thai crackers, and then for main we had green Thai curry, soft shell crab. Oh, unbelievable! I love soft shell crab. It's like crispy soft shell crab with chilies all over it. Love it. Chicken pad Thai, pineapple fried rice, but it had raisins and cashew nuts in it as well.
Oh yeah, that sounds absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
How many people eating?
I was about to say, did you leave anything for anyone else?
No, it was only me and Kerry. Like we just all over ordered, if anything, and we shared a bottle of wine.
The restaurant shut down, and the guy's retired. He's in the bar.
He's back in Thailand, mate.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so that was Saturday. I'm not running it a day by day order, but in the week, Kerry had to go down to Southampton for a family funeral, so I was looking after Connie Monday night. Tuesday it was a usual day, but it's after in the evening, and then Wednesday yesterday I had the day off, and we had a nice daddy-daughter time, which was good. Took her to the cafe so I spoiled one girl with Thai, and I spoiled my other girl with beans on toast in a cafe.
Greasy spoon.
Yeah, greasy spoon. She loved it. Yeah. Loved it. You know the little cafe in the co-op that's now going to be a Tesco's. It's Torbeini's or something in Housestead.
Wait, say that again.
You know, co-op shop.
Yeah, it's going to be a Tesco's.
That's now be a Tesco's. There's a little cafe in there.
Yeah.
Or Torbeini's, really good. Probably, one of the better full Englishes I had in there, which was nice. And Connie ate the whole lot, beans on toast, loved it. So I had a proper happy child after she ate her dinner. So I think it was a successful 4-0 victory over 2 legs.
Fair play, mate. Good for you. So I went 2-2. You went 4-0. Callum, your score?
Well, 2-1, wasn't it? Because he wasn't that bad going into nursery, to be fair. But I had to think of something. But yeah,
you got a night away, mate.
Yeah, it's true. I had something else to tell you. I can't remember what it is. I was sitting there picking my brain. I literally just before we started, I was thinking, don't forget to mention that, and it's gone.
Well, while you're thinking about it, let me.
We got one blind bloke, Adam. We got one deaf bloke, and one bloke who's doing his memory here. What's going on here?
Speak no evil, see no evil, eh?
Yeah.
But definitely not the 3 wise monkeys.
Yeah.
Well, Adam did a lot of talking about food, so I thought I would use that as an opportunity to segue us into the weekend's football, because there was lots of pie on offer this past week, and some might say humble pie.
Well, fuck me, you can't have too much humble pie, can you? Like, You've got to dish it
nothing
up.
like a bit of humility with your cream, is there? So,
humility
so
with your cream.
is it okay if we
Hashtag
okay
that. Hashtag that. Humility with your cream.
So, with that being said, is it okay to talk about the Stay Humble Derby?
Go on then. I didn't even know that existed until this season. You had a tag once, didn't you?
Yeah.
It never existed
Mate,
before.
have you not seen the wrestling belt they've got for it now?
Triple H is there holding it up. Well done, Arsenal, in your humble derby.
Only guy holds it like the Rock.
It's when you go up on a ladder to go whoever gets it first through the tables.
But
humility with cream, I like that. I like that a lot.
Ironic, sadly, I mean, well, I suppose it works both ways. I didn't get to watch the game live. I was driving back from Nottingham, but I did listen to it on, I think it was BBC. BBC, yeah, I think it was Radio 5 Live, and the commentary was incredible. I mean, I'm biased. It was incredible because it was going my way. But living it in the car, people, when Arsenal scored and I was screaming, there were people driving past, like, laughing at me because I was, like, clearly completely overjoyed. But one of the things I said to you, Adam, and I think I mentioned it last week, was in the reverse fixture, when we let in that goal in the 96th minute, John Stones got the goal. I said to you that was a Man City team that was celebrating, hanging on to that past authority they had over the Premier League, right? And I believed that Arsenal were going to win. I didn't think it would be quite as emphatic. I said 2-0. Callum went 4-0. No, did you go 4-1 or did? Yeah, you went 4-1.
I said 4-1.
I said 2-0. I think.
I went 1-0.
And you, yeah. So I thought we would win, but I didn't expect something quite so professional in the way that they dismantled Man City. And obviously Man City weren't without their chances. Haaland's goal was such a well-worked goal, and it shows the echoes of the team that they were. But other than that, Arsenal basically cancelled out everything that Man City had. There's just so much good to talk about. There was the Raya save. He had 2 reflex saves that were just absolutely incredible. He had one from the corner, and then he had another one, but I can't remember what it was. But he had 2 really important saves just from front to back. Everything was so good. Havertz lays off and scores. You get Ranieri coming off the bench and scoring an absolute thunderbolt that has echoes of Salah. We have Miles Lewis-Skelly, which we will talk about, but let's just talk about the performance on its own first. The performance for a left back, an 18-year-old left back for Arsenal anyway, probably the biggest game of the season or the most significant in terms of rights for the season. Steps up at left back, steps up and scores an absolutely brilliant goal. We'll talk about the shithousery later. But I suppose just talking about that, I wanted to ask you guys, when was the last time, and I've got my answer for this, but when was the last time you saw a left back blow up like that? And not even really a left back. When was the last time you saw a left back just blow up?
Nigel Winterburn, mate, with that goal against West Ham.
No. I'm talking about a young left back absolutely just blowing up out of like not really anywhere.
For me, I'd say Danny Rose.
Blowing up?
Yeah, you know, like, what do you mean blowing up? Like, just burst on the scene?
Yeah.
I'd go Danny Rose, but obviously his career had kind of panned out completely differently in comparison to him bursting on the scene.
Okay.
It did peter off, but like, you think Danny Rose, when he came in at left back at Spurs and he scored that goal against you in the North London derby and stuff like that, that's when I thought, oh yeah, he's gonna do well. Like, he got called up for England, and then he was linked with moves to Man United when Jose Mourinho was there, but then obviously it just petered off, didn't it? But in terms of blowing up, I don't
know. Do left backs blow up?
Yeah, they do. It's not the answer I was looking for, Ed. I'm not going to lie. Arsenal lost Silvinho and then Ashley Cole had to step in. That's the answer I was looking for.
I was trying to think. I was trying to think of something so non-West Ham, non-Arsenal biased.
Well, I was thinking I was going to say
think
Ashley Cole, but I was thinking
no. Obviously, I'm playing my own game there, but it's the.
So
do you know what it is? It's the composure, but it's also some. What did he say?
Not Danny Rose then.
Not Danny Rose. No.
But do you know what it is? There is the composure. There's the composure of him. He's ahead of his years. He wasn't a left back, nor was Ashley Cole. But he also had a bit about him. I can remember Ashley Cole telling Ronaldo that he's had him in his pocket the whole game. It was just like crazy stuff that was just like so good, and I'm here for it. And I like his attitude, and I like what his potential is. Humility with cream. I like what the potential for him is. So I thought that was a wonderful performance. I just think there's so much that was good about Arsenal's performance against Man City, and the 3 points were also really important because at least it keeps us within 9 if and when Liverpool go on to beat Everton, who are also pretty buoyed right now. But yeah, I think there's a case to be said that Arsenal have got 2 of the best teenagers in the league right now who could potentially go on to be game changers over the next 10 years. I said 2 off the best, so I was very careful with what I said. But go on, jump in.
That's right. No, I just wanted to point out that you've brought in 2 fantastic youth products in Lewis Skelly and the Wary. And like I say, they're worth 70, 80 million pound now, aren't they, between them? Something like that.
Probably.
That's say it's great. It's great investment for it, isn't it? Just to point out, those 2 played in a certain FA Cup youth final against West Ham, where West Ham beat us 5-1, and our academy products were supposed to be the best academy group that we've ever produced. So it just to me it shows the level of progression from Lewis Skelly and the Wary to be stepping up and going to the stage more often. It kind of questions me whether West Ham should be doing the same with their academy products, So
well, actually, do you know what's quite interesting about that, Ed, as well is some of the things that have been going around the media this week is that I think it was Lewis Skelly, maybe it was Maneri. I've got the notes somewhere, but I just made so many. Oh no, that's it. MLS. So Skelly was calling. So Jack Wilshere was brought in to Arsenal after he retired as the under 8s or no, not the under 8s, under 15s coach, I think. And Martin Lewis Skelly was like so happy to be signed and being coached by the GOAT. And he's talking about Jack Wilshere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jack Wilshere's in this picture with like a baby Skelly, right? And I just think there's I think it's so the infrastructure down at Arsenal is so good where you've got like Jack Wilshere, you've got Mertesacker, and then you've got Arteta. Like the pathway into the first team is so good. All of those coaches have played together. They know each other. There's like a direction of travel. And you've got people like Muneri making the first team. You've got Skelly making the first team. You've got I can't think of the boy's name now. There's a left 8 midfielder, and I can't think of his name right now, but that'll come to me. And then we've got such an exciting prospect.
You've also got the keeper as well, now.
You've got the keeper. You've got Man City wanted to sign Muneri. Man United have taken Heaven and the striker, can't remember his name. Like our academy is so exciting that everybody wants in. Omari Hutchison went to Chelsea, went to wherever he went, and then ended up at Ipswich for 20 million. Like we've got an academy that is so exciting, and everybody wants in. But also Arsenal are not just growing that talent; they are also buying talent or they're looking to buy talent off that age. So I think there's more to come from Howland, and I think if Muneri and Skelly are and that's not even talking about the ones that have already come through. Your Emil Smith-Rowe and your Nelsons of the world. Saka is an obvious one, but Saka's in the team. There's so much that is coming through that Howland system that there's gonna have to come a point where people are gonna have to acknowledge that actually what Arsenal are doing with their youth is among the best, if not the best, in this country right now.
One
And I
Eze
think that's
as well.
so
Eze
exciting.
came from Arsenal, didn't he?
Who?
Eze.
What, Eberici, is he?
I think
Or,
young
yeah.
though.
Or
Yeah,
Romain
young, but he's
Esse.
still at the academy. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
my opinion on the weekend, right, was, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been waiting for that game since September. That's from the last match and everything that went on, and how the media portrayed what happened, and them nicking that goal at the last minute, and Arsenal's tactics of trying to defend for 60 or 70 minutes or whatever it was, and all the nonsense, and him throwing the ball at us, and nothing being said, and stay humble, or what else did he do? I can't remember now. What, he threw the ball at him. Oh, who are you, mate, and all that other crap that Ireland went on and said, and it was all pushed under the boat. Oh yeah, it's all part of football. I have been waiting for this game so much. Not even that we were going to win it. I suppose more for the drama around it, but also, to be honest with you, all I cared about was just seeing Gabriel absolutely kick, punch, bite, whatever he might have done during the game against Haaland, because I think that bloke was so up for that game on the weekend. I was more excited to see how he would deal with whatever brought his way, and I just, as Rob said, I know Rob's gone into how people played, and the setup and all that sort of stuff. And yes, ultimately that's keeping you disciplined, and us taking our chances when we did, and Raya making his saves and stuff made it easier. But it was almost like a throwback to the 90s, and watching Arsenal play Man United. It was like it was almost like more. It was more than just the football. Do you know what I mean? And I've said before on this on the pod about players losing their like their passion or their personality. It's almost like robots playing sometimes, where you think, oh, I want someone to have a bit of character, like an Ian Wright, or a Roy Keane, or someone who's got a bit about them, and is not afraid to say something or do something. And it was like an old-fashioned proper battle. And as you say, as I say, sorry, it was more about some of the stuff off the ball, than actually what was happening on the ball. And I think, a lot of pundits and media people have got a lot to say or answer for, where Haaland's throwing a ball, and it's all a bit of banter. It's all it's heat of the moment, and it's all football. And then Gabriel running past, laughing in his face. Which, don't get me wrong, if I was playing it would absolutely infuriate me, right? But also, that's passion, isn't it? That's what's going in at the moment, and that's not right now. Oh, I don't think that's right. Or Skelly. What?
No, I am with you all the way.
Yeah, and it's almost like there's an agenda when it's it's Arsenal, and I know everyone. I can imagine that, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, here we go, another Arsenal fan saying, oh, they are done by, or it's not fair, or whatever." But Lewis Skelly, yeah. And can I just say, other players have done it. So I can't remember who it was, but I was talking about it to someone the day after, and I think it was Gordon. I'll take it back. I know exactly who it was. I think it was Gordon when they beat us in the first leg. Yeah, of the thing, he did the Henri hold the corner flag. Oh, nothing said. Oh, nothing said. That's all right. He could do that. He could do an Arsenal Legends celebration, and nothing ever said. But an 18-year-old youngster, only just broke onto the league. Yeah, got mugged off by Haaland in one of his early games. Yeah, to go and rock up and do probably, the most iconic celebration at the moment, with probably the most iconic striker in the league, or probably, let's be honest, the striker of this generation, if you like, your next 10 years, let's be honest, he's going to be up there. You know, for him to go and do his celebration, oh, Carragher, oh, Neville, that shouldn't happen. Oh, that's too far. What absolute nonsense.
Especially when Neville celebrated kissing the badge against Liverpool, wasn't it? He ran all the way up to the away fans at some point and kissed the badge on his shirt or whatever.
Listen,
but
Callum is.
Hold on. But can I just say, also, yeah, as a person of football, I don't care if it was someone playing for you, Adam, an 18-year-old playing for you. You're playing in the biggest league in the world, right? In probably arguably the biggest games in the world. It doesn't matter, Arsenal, Man City, or even if it's West Ham, Tottenham, or West Ham, Chelsea, however you want to look at it, right? You've got to have a bit about you. I'm sorry, you've got to have a bit of arrogance or a bit of, I don't care, right? And also, I'm not going to. I mean, I know it's a completely different thing, but when I played football, I didn't care who the other players were. It didn't matter if I was playing a friendly against Arsenal. Yeah, well, okay, maybe that's a lie, but like, I didn't care if I was
From the
playing
bench.
a friendly.
Who are you, Haleb?
No, but I remember
Callum Horton.
But yeah, I didn't care who the other team was. Like, I remember turning up to games and not even know who we were playing. I would rather not know who I was playing, because at the end of the day, it's about me doing my job and what I do properly. Like, why do we care who he is? Like what, as coming from an Arsenal perspective, I want him to have a bit about him and go, well, I don't care. I don't care if I upset him. The same as Gordon, coming out in his interview saying about being humble in the second leg, which I know we want to talk about afterwards, but it's footballers, creating something. It's almost like wrestling, where they're setting something up to go, oh, there's a bit of needle here, there's a bit of needle there. And I think that's what the league actually needs, a little bit more of that. I just think, Lewis Skelly is, do you know what he's done? And I know it's, again, as an Arsenal perspective, he's written himself, no matter what he does in his career now, he's written himself into Arsenal legend. Like Jack Wilshere, when we won the cup and he did the whole Tottenham song, yeah, Jack Wilshere is always going to be known as that legend who don't care, and he's happy to sing the Tottenham song, yeah, and get told off for it and get fined for it. The same as Lewis Skelly now will always be remembered for that bloke who don't care, who's like Arsenal through and through, and will. Do you know what I mean? He's now written himself as an Arsenal legend, even before he's had a career, because it's going to be our generation. It's going to be like Rob. Do you remember when Lewis Skelly rocked out the meditation or whatever you want to call it? For Arsenal fans,
I don't know. It might be a bit early to be calling him a legend, but that kind of like a folk hero kind of thing. Like
folk hero.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's got that kind of like status where someone, even if he doesn't say worst case scenario, nothing happens for Skelly after this. People will always talk about how he did the Haaland celebration, right? But I just wanted to touch on that as well, Cal, because I'm with you, and Mark just commented, and Tony just commented as well. Like the celebrations are for the fans, because that's the banter. That's where you're digging out your opponents and the people who are villains for you that day, right? It's incredible. Like, I love it when my players do it, and I hate it when it happens to me, and I love watching it as a neutral. But that's part of the game, man. That's part of the game. You can't start micromanaging those little parts of the game that are for the fans, because they are for the people who are paying £50 to £100 to come and watch a game. And, he did it. So when Haaland threw the ball at Gabriel's head, it was like, it was banter. It was hilarious. It's this whole kind of like, a release of emotion, right? And then Martin Lewis Skelly does it. Gabriel does it. And all of a sudden, it's not okay. When Gabriel does it, Gary Neville says, that's the type of thing that could get you punched. Martin Lewis Skelly does it. Aaron McInally, he should watch himself. Neville, don't get too carried away. Cundy, Cundy, you better watch out, because that's the type of thing that could get done to you, what Roy Keane done to Erling Haaland's dad. He said that on Drive or whatever it was. He said that on the bar, whatever it's called,
sports bar.
On TalkSport, on the sports bar.
Yeah.
So like, it's okay. It's okay when it's okay with you.
Yeah.
It's okay when it's okay with you, and it's bullshit. And so that really frustrates me, because I'm all for it, and I haven't got anything wrong with. I haven't got no problem with it. Did I hate it when Gordon did the Henri? I hated it, but did I swallow it? Yes, because it's part of the game. It's part of the game. That is exactly what we want as fans. If we're going to start, do you know what it is? All these people, they're behaving like snowflakes.
Yeah.
It is the most snowflake behaviour. I can. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't do that. That might get you hurt. You can't do that. Bollocks.
Have
it's
you
not going to
heard
get him hurt. It's not going to get him hurt. Who's going to hurt him? And do you know what? And do you know what else is annoying me? When Haaland does it, it's okay. When throwing the ball. When Vardy does it, it pretends to be a pigeon against an eagle against Crystal Palace. It's okay because it's just who Vardy is. When Gordon does it, Gordon's won nothing either, just like Martin Lewis-Skelly. But it's okay when he does the Henri, right? But when Arsenal do it, the Premier League are looking at managing behaviour after celebrations. Oh, yeah, bollocks.
Yeah, it is.
That is an agenda. And you know what, Adam? I'm not saying it because I'm bitter. I'm saying it because I love it.
Passionate, mate. I love it.
I love it, and I want it in the game because it should be in the game.
I love it when you go on a dad rant. I love it.
It's not really a dad rant. I mean, I am old enough to be Skelly's dad, I think.
It is a dad rant. There's your dad rant.
There I am. I'm ranting. That's me with my hairline. There I am. Look.
Well, he's also got your moustache, but no beard, no mouth.
Yeah, I've got no top lip anyway, mate.
Yeah.
But
well, do
you know what? And there's one thing I will say, and it's the type of thing that will get me in trouble. But do you know what? Maybe Sol Campbell had a point. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. But maybe Sol Campbell has a point, because there is one common denominator between those three and the three I mentioned. So I just think that it does feel like it's agenda, and sometimes it feels like it's a little bit more than that as well.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand. Yeah. Rob, I just do not understand it. Why is it a problem when everyone else is doing it? And as you just said, that is what fans like. It's like Didier Drogba. I remember hating that guy as an Arsenal fan.
But I loved him.
And then obviously, no, I would love him at Arsenal. I would have loved him at Arsenal. Yeah, but I mean,
no, but I
hated him.
I hated him.
I hated him. I hated John Terry. I
hated him.
Yeah,
Drogba I could get behind.
Drogba was always one of them
because they're quality.
Yeah.
You hate them because they're quality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you're like,
Drogba. I remember going
them.
No, I mean, Rob. Remember when we went and sat in the box at Arsenal, and we had a 3-course meal and drink and all that sort of stuff. And it was Arsenal Chelsea. I think Drogba scored a hat-trick against us. It was 3-1.
Yeah,
oh,
you remember
Cedric didn't know where he was. Cedric didn't know whether he was in goal or at home.
Yeah, honestly. It was absolutely unreal.
Can you remember
us booing the hell out of him? But oh my God, was he quality?
He was so good.
I mean,
do you know what? Favourite Drogba moment when he came off as a sub in the Champions League final, scored a header and then scored the winning penalty. Best Drogba moment ever. And then John Terry ran on with his kit, even though he was banned.
Full kit, yeah.
He had his shin pads on.
That's mental that day. I was in a pub watching West Ham beat Blackpool in the playoff final, and then in the evening watched Chelsea win the Champions League. That was on the same day.
That sounds like a good day for football.
Can I ask you, Adam?
Go on, mate.
Adam, can I ask you? What do you think about all this nonsense or all this backlash? Sorry, from the Stay Humble derby.
Oh,
can I just say? Do you know what else was fantastic, Adam? Before you go into it, yeah. I'll tell you what. Whoever the DJ is at Arsenal needs to pay rise. What an absolute legend! To be that quick and put that song on.
I think he had that in his locker, didn't he? Like he was like, "Well, if we beat Man City, we're showing them
But do you know what? Yeah, Cal, this is how rattled they were. Is that afterwards, Erling Haaland's dad had to have a little message on Twitter as well, didn't he? Oh, look, celebrating the team that's won nothing.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's embarrassing. Imagine having your dad comment for you.
Yeah, but listen, you could win Premier League titles if you breached 115 charges.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So anyone could. So allegedly, but it's just all nonsense, isn't it? If they get fined for that, then they've been guilty, haven't they?
Do you know they spent more than everyone else combined in the January transfer window?
Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. You know why? Because they didn't know what their outcome was, and basically they've caught wind thinking, "Oh, they might get a £40 million fine." So they're like, "Okay, well, we might as well spend 250 million now." And that's what they've done. They're just trying to because they ain't going to spend money on buying players, attracting players that they think they're going to get relegated. So that's just basically confirmed it. In autumn this year, they're not going to get relegated.
I thought you were going to say they didn't realise they broke the rules.
Oh, fuck it. Everyone break the rules now. Go for it. You want to breach your charges, it's going to cost you.
As long as you're not Everton, you're okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, no. What you need to do is you need to keep your books balanced, but then what you need to do is pay them twice the amount in an offshore account for a couple of days coaching. That's what you need to do, and then that way you'll win the league. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Should we talk about West Ham?
Do I want to talk?
No. Hold on. I want to see Adam's take on the thingy. What was your take on all the nonsense first? Sorry, Adam.
If I'm honest, I wasn't too wrapped up in it as you guys. I mean, I know you're an Arsenal fan, and obviously you've got that. You've now got this rivalry with Man City, but I think you've always had that rivalry with Man City, especially when they got taken over. They ended up buying all your players.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Adebayor, Gal Clichy,
Nasri,
Aboué, Nasri.
Not Aboué, Toure.
Collatore, yes, that's
Bless him. Nobody bought Aboué. I loved him, but nobody bought him.
I'm pretty sure there's more. that they've bought.
Yeah, who's the one at the right back? What's his name? With the
Bakary Sagna.
Yeah, Sagna. That's it. Sagna, that's it.
Yeah. So I think you've always had that rivalry. Man City just gone, well, I'm going to turn your players' heads and make Arsene Wenger's job harder. But what they were actually doing was you were selling Adebayor for £25 million when he pretty much was peaked at Arsenal, right? So you actually made. He did
all right at Madrid.
Did he go to Madrid?
He played with Ronaldo at Madrid.
Yes, so did Julian Faubert, mate. That don't mean nothing.
I know he did all right. I think he did all right at Madrid.
Mate. I'd take that back. Listen, I'd take playing at Real Madrid if he did nothing. I'd like to have a nothing career at Real Madrid.
Julian Faubert went to Real Madrid on loan from West Ham, right? And he fell asleep on the subs bench. He's at Real Madrid and he's just there on the subs bench, camera panning at him. There you go. So anyone can play for Real Madrid, mate. Just need a good agent. Just need a good, Callum Horton is on the bench.
I know, what a liberty. They've spelled my name wrong. I know.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, spelled it wrong.
At least you were on the bench to have your name spelled wrong, my friend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got anywhere near that bench. All right, we've got about what we got. We've got like 12 minutes. What are we talking about?
Well, yeah, in terms of my take on it, I think just let it thrive. Just let it be what it needs to be, because this is the excitement of football. You need to have players going at each other, because
that will live on now. That is it. That's embedded now. Every single game now. That is it. You're gonna have stay humble. You're gonna, But
there's gonna be T-shirts, mate.
Do you know what,
I found stay humble T-shirts online. Sent them to my brother-in-law.
Adam, joke. That rivalry now will outlive us. I'm telling you, that will be brought up now when we're long dead.
I don't think so. I think it's probably on the lines of like a Man United Newcastle rivalry. You know, like you've got that. You're both going for something. You're both competing against one another. You're both luring players away from one another. You know, like
that was in the 90s.
Yeah, that was 90s. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was 30 years ago.
But nobody really thinks Newcastle and Man United have got that rivalry now.
They bring it up every time they play each other, mate. That's the first thing they show.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing about it,
it's not a deep-rooted rivalry like Spurs, Arsenal, or Arsenal, Man United, or or Liverpool, Man United. It's not a deep-rooted rivalry. It's a new rivalry. I'm up for it. I think it's fine, but you're both competitive. It's exactly the same thing when Chelsea, Arsenal. As soon as Chelsea got a bit of dough and breaking the and breaking.
The irony is though, Adam, the common denominator is always Arsenal. It's always Arsenal.
Yeah,
you put the DVD. That's fantastic. Is that you, Adam?
Mark's winning today. I don't know who Mark
you're
is,
a legend.
Mark's
I'll tell you what, I'd buy that. I'd buy that. It's like ECW versus WWE, mate. That's a fantastic
Invasion.
DVD. That's an epic one.
Stay Humble DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, interestingly, going a bit off topic, I watched a ECW documentary on somewhere, and basically there was. Did you know there was the original Invasion before the Invasion that we know of when WCW got bought out? So ECW invaded WWE before Invasion happened, like years and years, well before that. It was like 98 or something like that. Yeah, interesting. I'll try and send you the link, but it was like so fascinating to see it because.
Did you watch Rumble yet? Oh, you did watch Rumble, didn't you?
Yeah,
I was all right. The Cody Rhodes Kevin Owens fight.
Yeah, that was it. That was it for me. As soon as I watched that, I thought, yeah, everything else can't be topped. But
no, that was the highlight, and Cody Rhodes with yet another banger.
Yeah, I think that just sets up Gunther, doesn't it? Like sets up him taking the title off Gunther, and that's pretty much it, isn't it? Sorry for if you're not WWE fans or wrestling fans or whatever, but it's it's mad. ECW documentary, I think WWE production. Try and find it. It's amazing. It's amazing to see what they went through as a wrestling company. It's unbelievable.
I love Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
But yeah, West Ham.
Okay, West Ham. So basically we played Chelsea.
I just realised you spelt my name wrong.
No, I spelled it. I spelt it the way that was in the magazine for your program.
In the program.
Callum.
If anyone actually wants any reference to that, please visit our Instagram page. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so people that are watching this that don't know, Callum was a substitute goalkeeper for a friendly against Arsenal because he used to be a footballer for Boreham Wood. So there you go.
Do you know what? Yeah, him not getting off the bench. Him not getting off the bench was sadder than Ashley Young not getting to play against his son in the FA Cup.
Oh,
yeah, it's true.
We were fuming with that, weren't we? Like Darren Ferguson.
Darren Ferguson made that about himself.
He took a leaf at his old man's foot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, so good, so bad.
But
right, come on, let's talk about West Ham.
Right, West Ham. So West Ham played Chelsea on Monday night. I mean, I was doing a live stream for Transfer Deadline Day anyway, so I had it on at the side. And my dad, who's in the chat at the minute, he was watching. He jumped on with us and went through it. I think first half we played relatively well. I think we always slow starters in games. Sorry, Dad said you're still removing the splinters, Cal, from your bench appearance.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, it is sad. Yeah, it's right. It's only messed with my mental health, though. Thanks for that. Cheers, mate. Cheers, I'm sad.
Granddad's our job, that is. I thought we played relatively well. I think we pressured again the high press, which created the mistake from Colwell for Bowen to come back and scored an absolute brilliant goal. Took that really, really well. But just refereeing decisions again, isn't it? It's just ruined. Like you got the media out there moaning about celebrations and stuff like that, but focus on the things that actually make differences in games, like the officiating. Like there was 3 incidences where that Chelsea's equaliser could have been cancelled, could have been chalked off. But then it's always the argument: how far back do you go when stopping a goal or a chance or something like that? So the first instance was there was a foul on Bowen on the halfway line, clear foul off the ball, well, not off the ball, but he took him out, didn't touch the ball, which allowed the attack to happen. And then a cross came in. I think it come off, I can't try to remember whose head it come off. So there was a Chelsea player that was up for a header. It's flicked off his head. You can see there's contact because the ball spins differently. Goes to Cucurella, who's 2 yards offside. He puts the ball in, they miss a chance or whatever. And then there's a player that took a shot which Areola saved, but there was a player in front of Areola. So he was in an offside position as well. Ball went out, carried on, and Neto scored the equaliser. And then that was it. That was, again, one of them moments. It went to VAR and they still didn't look at it and go, no, we're not cancelling that goal. Like, there's 3 things there that you could have cancelled it and you decided none of them was acceptable. So, again, it's that, we just got to live with it. Little old West Ham against a big 6 club. They don't get these decisions. We had it a couple of seasons ago when Cornet's equaliser got chalked off because Bowen had fouled the goalkeeper. Not at all. It's just, he didn't even touch him. I think he dived over him and the goalkeeper made a meal of it and the referee chalked it off. So, same old shit.
Though, at least you get to say a couple of seasons ago, Ed, we're having to talk about it every week as Arsenal fans.
And, mate, it happens with us in games. Like, sometimes we get the rub of the salt against the... mate, do you want me to get my violin out? Do you want me to get my violin out? Smallest violin.
No, I was reading you in, mate.
Adam, like I said the other week, with the rest going on at the moment, I honestly don't know the rules anymore. I don't understand.
We can't keep up with it because they keep updating all the rule book.
And like I said to you before, I'm getting so fed up with it that I have said to the old man, I'd rather go and watch an on-league game. I would rather go and watch an on-league game now than pay and have a season ticket. Well, I would love to have a season ticket at Arsenal, but imagine paying 60, 70, 80 pound a game and then the whole game to be ruined. Yeah, or the whole game to be changed on a refereeing thing. What's this?
I agree.
It's right. Yeah, it's right.
The problem is
the VAR spot. Yeah, your man's right.
It's the equivalent, right? It's probably very topical. It's probably very topical, isn't it? Because, like, say someone, this ain't a dig. It's just what comes to my head. Say someone gets a car, and like the car is, efficient, it'll get you from A to B, but the person behind the wheel or the person behind the wheel on the other thing, you can't foresee an accident. You can try and prevent it as much as you can, but if an accident happens, it's down to the person behind the wheel, right? It's exactly the same analogy as VAR, because you can see they've got all the technology there to do their job, but the person doing it is a car. Like, it could be a car crash, couldn't it? There's so many decisions in VAR.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of
that are clear and obvious, but not obvious to them.
No, this is what I mean. So I'm kind of the opinion that we should do that. The PGMOL should be independent of VAR, and I think they should be 2 separate bodies. So that you've got your referee PGMOL, but then you have an independent body that's VAR, and then they work together, but they are separate. Because, like I said before, it's like a boys' club. They all know each other. Nobody wants to step on each other's toes. You can't upset the higher up referee, so no one's going to like. Mark Oliver is the obvious choice right now, but like no one's going to undermine Mark Oliver. So I think Oliver, did I say Mark Oliver? Oliver was someone we knew when we were a kid. Michael Oliver.
Yeah.
Mark Oliver.
That's a hybrid of Mark Wright and Michael Oliver's love child. It's like a referee. It's like a referee.
Sorry, Michael Oliver.
Son.
But like, they should be 2 independent bodies. So I think that would be a good way to go, because then it's not like VAR have anything to justify or give reason. They can just be like, this is what we're doing. You're wrong. You need to go and have a look. Or this call needs to be questioned. Go and have a look. But they're not. They're separate entities. And as Mark's asking about ref announcing VAR calls now, I think that there's been. I'm not a big fan of going to stadiums. I like going occasionally, but I think that there is noise in the stadiums where they kind of feel isolated and they don't really know what's going on. So I think if it's a bit like rugby, then I think it's absolutely brilliant and it should be done.
You just hit the nail on the head with that. When does football stop being rugby? When does football stop being rugby? Because we're adopting all these rules now from rugby, and it's like, well, when we're going to be our own game, when we're going to have I know rugby is a term of football anyway, but now we're adopting so many things. I mean, they're even talking about having sin bins now.
Like, yeah, no, I'm not for that. But we all wanted. There wasn't many people who were saying no, this not had VAR. There was not many.
None of the clubs. All the 18 clubs said they wanted it.
It worked well in the World Cups, didn't it? I mean, we've got a comment here from Tabs. VAR as a concept is great and works well in World Cups and Champions League. It's the application that is poor, is used to verify poor decisions rather than correct them.
That's because it's a boys' club, Tabs. It should be separate entities.
Another Arsenal fan, whining and moaning. I'm joking.
To be fair to Tabs, he's quite
like a whining moaning
as far as Arsenal fans go. Right? Tabs is pretty good for that. He's not overly biased. He's pretty good when it comes to things like this. He talks generally rather than specifically.
Yeah.
And by the way, their podcast, the Grove AFC podcast, is really worth a listen. So
give them a shout out. They're great. So so it works well. I was just about to say what he said. I think at the World Cup and Champions League, like the money being thrown at it in officiating, basically it's a wider governing body, isn't it? Whereas again, I just think Premier League, Premier League is supposed to be the best league in the world to have the best players, the best club, the best officiating, but it's not now.
Best technology.
The brand awareness, the games.
Did you see the propaganda they put out this week?
What's that,
mate? The propaganda they put out this week. Oh, we've only got 6 decisions wrong this season.
Shut up. Who put that out?
The Premier League, or VAR or whatever.
I know what I miss. You know what I miss in football is the referees being sponsored by Specsavers. That's what I miss.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
that green logo, and I thought that was very, very canny. Now they're sponsored by EAFC, and they all want to be celebs on a football game now, don't they? And that's the problem. They're not. You're starting to get personalities come. Not they're trying to make a living off their personalities now, rather than being a professional officiating person. Like Mark Clattenburg, he left the Premier League, he went over to Qatar, and now he's the referee of Gladiators. He could still referee if he wants. You've got,
but you are describing the poor guy right now as well, Adam. Like, in principle, I agree with you. Because referees are not.
Sorry, that's comment. That's comment of the night. I think varifocals. Varifocals.
Very good.
No.
I'm with. I get it. I'm with it.
All right,
but I think the problem is that what you're describing there, Adam, is the way of the world right now. So there is always a pathway into something else because of how small the world has become because of technology. So Mark Clattenburg going and doing his thing and then becoming the Gladiator announcer, right? That is all because the opportunity is there. If you've got a smidgen of personality, all you need is a smidgen, and you could become ridiculously famous and whatever. And we have that a little bit with the way that referees are becoming. Referees are meant to be passengers in football matches. They are not meant to be the main event.
Mm.
And we've got a problem with referees generally. And as an Arsenal fan, I can pick out loads because I'm an Arsenal fan and I watch Arsenal games. But any fan can pick out loads of examples where, Wolves is a great example, where referees have dumped on them. And the referees aren't the main event. They're just meant to be the passengers. So
I think
and I don't know what Tabs was saying there because it popped up and it disappeared, but it started off with saying there's 28,000 referees in the. Oh, there it is, and he's right about that as well. They're all Northern referees.
Why? Why is that though?
I don't know, but then it comes into that point about how. But then it comes up to that. That's because they can't play football. Yeah, all the good ones come from like urban areas. That's true as well. Look at that, the Rio Ferdinand documentary about that sort of 6 miles square around. London, where all of
Peckham,
yeah, something like that. But he's right, because what you're getting into is that kind of unconscious bias that is ingrained, like an ingrained bias, right? And then referee on that basis. So I do think there's a lot to be said about that as well. But it's a mess. The whole thing is a mess. The PGMO is a mess, and that needs to be almost burnt down and then rebuilt. But then also VAR, in my opinion, needs to be a separate identity, a separate entity, a separate everything from the PGMO, so we can just do VAR. And then they have to collaborate, but they're not connected. And I think that would probably be a good way to go. But I don't know.
But yeah, so West Ham was ruled out. Well, basically, Chelsea had an equaliser. We spoke about VAR for like 15 minutes more than West Ham, which I'm fine about, which I'm absolutely fine about. So basically they got back in the game, and then Cole Palmer took a cross and it deflected off Wan-Bissaka for the winner, and it was what it was. And then West Ham brought on more academy players, and we only lost the game 2-1. So in a brief nutshell, that's what West Ham have been like. But on the basis of what we needed over the transfer window, we needed a striker, and we got one. And I'm really excited to see what Evan Ferguson's going to bring for West Ham. I mean, I'm not going to take, as I posted the video earlier this week about Potter needs to be judged now, because now he's got players coming back fit. Now he's got his striker that he wants, and he's not had a full squad to work with. I think now he can work with the best fit, because we've got Tadibo coming back, we've got Paquetá coming back, got Somerville coming back, Alvarez coming back, Fulkrug's training in Dubai at the minute. Mikel Antonio, which we're going to talk about on warm weather training, which is the next segment, how beneficial that is, because Mikel Antonio is apparently doing light training in Dubai, which is when you think
I saw that.
2 months ago, he almost lost
lucky
his
to be
life.
alive.
Yeah, almost lost his life by the sounds of it. So you think he's doing light training in Dubai. That'll be one of the greatest comebacks in football in history, if he managed to get on the pitch and play again.
But you say that, Adam. Have you seen the facilities these guys have now with these, extra cold, the freeze rooms now, and they're not even baths anymore, the freeze rooms, and the muscle stimulations, and I mean it's
blood cycling as well, wasn't it? I remember Defoe always used to have blood cycling sessions because he got back quicker or something like that. So
it's incredible what they can do.
Yeah,
it's almost like they are almost superhuman. You think about when we were playing, or when we were kids, going over 35 was like a bloody miracle. Now if they're not making it to 40, or being at the top level at 35, 36, 37, 38, you're sort of almost like going, well, what the hell happened to that player? Do you know what I mean?
And you look at Cristiano Ronaldo celebrating his 40th birthday today. Was it today or yesterday? And he's 40, and he looks like he could still go at least another 2 World Cups.
Do you know, when he signed for Real Madrid, the physician or whatever said that he could play till he was 40. That's when he signed for Real Madrid. That's what he said. Well, and he signed for Real Madrid when he was like in his mid late 20s. No, mid 20s.
I think he was like 23. I think he was. It was 23, 24 when he signed for Real Madrid.
There you go.
Yeah, and you imagine the amount of trophies, but you think he's probably got at least the next World Cup in him if Portugal qualify. And
do you know what he said? That he is the most complete footballer that's ever lived, and it's hard to disagree.
Yeah. I like, people always debate the Messi, Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo.
You can do it in the 4 top leagues. You're the guy, or the 3 top leagues.
Yeah.
You're the man.
Yeah. I literally about to say, do you know what? Everyone talks about Messi and Messi winning the World Cup, and that solidifies the debate. I'm really sorry. Like, I don't care about I do care about Champions League, but Champions League is a one-off game every month or whatever it is. To get battered in the Premier League every single week or twice a week, or do it in, as Rob just said, the 4 big leagues. I'm sorry,
I think it's 3. No, if you include the Portuguese league as well, then
Ronaldo's the GOAT.
In a counter argument to that, I would always prefer Ronaldo over Messi, but Messi had won everything. He won everything there was to win.
He ain't won the Premier League.
No, but when you talk about when you're categorising domestic titles, you think you've won a league, you've won a domestic cup, you've won the European Cup, you've won a FIFA World Cup, you've won the Continental Cup for your country, you've won the World Cup for your country, you've won the Ballon d'Or how many times? 6, 7 times he's won it.
Ronaldo's done all that bar the World Cup.
Ronaldo's done all that other than World Cup, yeah. And that's the only thing Messi will ever have on Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's done it in 4 leagues, and Messi's done it in 2.
No, I don't think you can include what he did in France, mate. He was shocking in France.
No, but I'm just saying he's done it in 2. He's done it in 2.
He didn't do anything in France.
I don't think he won it in France, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Looks like a Liverpool Newcastle final by the sounds of it.
Oh, also,
Spurs will be Spurs.
Can I just say something as well?
Thank you.
You know
Tony.
how they're going about Newcastle knocking us out of this Mickey Mouse Cup, right? Yeah. So first off, can I just say we lost it in the first leg, yeah, and all this about this humbling, because I know Adam wants to talk about this humbling by humbling, yeah. We were chasing the game from the first whistle, yeah. So, all right, don't get me wrong, we did get ripped apart in certain areas and at certain points, but ultimately we were chasing the game, yeah, and we were going to be stretched because we were trying to get goals. So, like, yeah, I take the whooping, but for me, it's not as big a deal as what everyone else is then trying to make it. I think we lost it in the first game. And like I say, and we were chasing the game, and we were trying to take it to them. And when you've got a striker as on form as they have got, and you've got Gordon who can run for fun, you know, they beat us on the break, and you know, fair play to them. But I still don't think they're going to go on and win it. And I don't think it was necessarily a humbling. I think it was more Arsenal chasing it, and actually maybe we should have took our time and eased into the game a little bit more instead of actually go gun hole from the first whistle to try and get a quick early goal. I know what Mikel Arteta was trying to do. He was trying to get an early goal and then settle everyone. And then hopefully we could then bleed into the game, but that never ever happened. But I wouldn't say it was a humbling. And it's a Mickey Mouse Cup. Right? I'm not being funny, don't disrespect. When Arsenal was winning the FA Cup.
Cal, you've shifted yourself. You shifted yourself into being a Spurs fan right now.
Why?
But I said, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup anyway. Like I could just imagine Spurs saying that at like 10 o'clock when the sports bar's on. Oh, we didn't want to win it anyway.
Do you know what, though? Do you know what's interesting?
It is a Mickey Mouse Cup. Listen, no, but what I'm trying to say is, the reason why I'm trying to say it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, right? When Arsenal was winning all the FA Cups, right? Oh, the FA Cup's rubbish, mate. Oh, maybe we should get rid of the FA Cup. Oh, no one cares about the FA Cup. Yeah. All of a sudden, when Man United started winning it, yeah, and other clubs started winning it, oh, mate, the FA Cup's a big cup. Big cup now. Newcastle might go and win their first trophy in 54 years. Mate, the League Cup's a big cup again. Oh, mate, the League Cup's a chance to win something. Oh, mate, It's 4-1 now. Cheese and bread. Yeah.
Cheese and bread.
Do you know what, though, Cal? Yeah? The GA for that game, or the whatever you call it for that game, Arsenal, I think, had 4 something, and Newcastle had 3.9 something. So there were goals in the game. If Odegaard doesn't hit the post in that opening segment, Arsenal were 1-0 up, and it might be a different game. It's a bit shit, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't have an issue with any of the banter. I don't have an issue with the Newcastle fans giving it to the Arsenal fans. The only thing I do have an issue with is that teams are so willing to be like little broed by Man City, where it's like Newcastle are trying to like get in on our rivalry with Man City, where it's like, yeah, we've got to be humble now. All the Newcastle fans taking pictures of themselves as meditating and stuff, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with you. Why are you so happy to be little broed by
rivalry?
Well, yeah, it's just like, why are you so happy to be little broed by Man City? And like when we beat,
it's because they got nothing. They got Sunderland, and no one cares.
But when we beat Man City at the weekend, Liverpool, there were like Liverpool handles on X saying like, "Don't worry, Man City, we'll take it from here." And I'm like, they beat you to like 4 Premier League titles, man. Like they little broed you. Like you're their little brother. They're like giving you noogies and stuff. Like,
Noogies.
and why are you so content about that? I don't want to be anyone's little brother. I'd rather be an outcast than be someone's little brother. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be another team's little brother. I want to be Arsenal.
They've got no history. They've got no history, have they?
No,
what
the
they
thing
won?
is, right, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be, and I wouldn't want it to be anyone's. You know, I don't want Arsenal to be anyone's mate. I don't want that. Like this whole like Newcastle, like the Klopp and Pep rivalry where they're like cuddling each other and giving each other kisses on the cheeks and get out, right? Like I want the Wenger Ferguson stuff, you know. I don't want this little bro nonsense where it's like, don't worry, Man City, we'll look after you, we'll take it from. Man, that's so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing.
But I agree. Why are Newcastle trying to jump on something like, as you said? Well,
it's because
done, mate. Like you beat us. Well done.
Hashtag noogies. I don't even know. Is that the right word? Did I say it right?
What that?
Yeah.
Noogies. Yeah.
Noogies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Noogies.
Like, why would you be so happy? Like, come here, Newcastle. Well done for giving it to Arsenal. Like, get out of here. It's embarrassing. If you want to mug us off, just mug us off. You don't need to jump. And like I said, I'm all for it. But if you want to mug us off, just mug us off by being Newcastle. Don't be Man City's little baby brother. Just mug us off.
This goes back to like when you call it a Mickey Mouse Cup. Like I think any team that's in Europe should just not be in it. Like this just go back on my episode 3 when I called it out and said that, you know, Arsenal, anyone that's in like Champions League or Europa League should not be in this competition, because you've just hit the nail on the head. You're in the Champions League, you've been knocked out by Newcastle, and it's a Mickey Mouse Cup. Like if Liverpool went in this competition, it'll be a Newcastle, well, let's say Spurs final, but you could just imagine the finals if these big 6 clubs ain't in it, because it just rejuvenates that cup. What they're winning.
I fell out.
Right, what they're winning. They're winning the conference.
It wasn't really a chat. I was trying to debate it.
Huh? What they're winning this Carabao Cup is a Conference League playoff place. That's all they're winning.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I had this debate. I had this debate on my group chat earlier, right? And one of the boys was giving it to me because he asked me, and I was trying to debate him. Turns out his debating wasn't very good, so he just started sending me pictures of previous winners of the Carabao Cup. So he asked me like how I felt about Arsenal being knocked out, and I said, well, ultimately it's annoying because you don't want to be knocked out of a cup, but I'm not as upset as I would be if it was like the FA Cup or a Premier League opportunity or whatever, because ultimately if Arsenal win the Carabao Cup, or if for whatever reason Arsenal found themselves in the Europa Conference League, it's nice to win it, but ultimately it's a little bit embarrassing to be there. And so then he took it as this whole kind of like, oh, well, try and tell that to all the other people who have won it. They look happy, they look happy, they look happy. And I was like, you're missing the point, right? Anyone who wins a cup is going to be happy they've won a cup, right? I'd be happy if Arsenal won the Carabao Cup. But ultimately, if Arsenal are winning the Carabao Cup and not the FA Cup, that's an issue for me. Because the FA Cup is more important. Arsenal are the most decorated side in FA Cup history. In my lifetime, I'm nearly 40, I'm 38. Arsenal have won 10 FA Cups. That means that in my lifetime, Arsenal have won 1/4 of the FA Cups available, which is an incredible number. So, and it kind of just got blown to the wayside because it was just, whatever. But when, you're right to an extent, Adam. I don't think the big 6 should be removed from it, because I'm not even sure how much of the big 6 exists anymore.
No, not big 6. I'm saying anyone in Europe. Anyone in Europe.
Fine.
So you could have someone like Aston Villa not partake in it. And not only that, it would support the clubs that have got more fixtures in European football when they don't have to play the third tier domestic trophy in England.
Can I just say something on this?
So it's kind of like you're moaning about fixture pile up. Well, put out the competition then.
Well, can I just say something on this?
Put out of it.
I've never moaned. I've never moaned about fixture pile up. I've never moaned about that.
No, we wouldn't as fans, but the players do. Sorry, Cal. I'm just saying.
I personally, right. I know I said it was a Mickey Mouse Cup, right? I don't personally think it's a Mickey Mouse Cup. The point that I was trying to say was...
Are you retracting your statement?
No. Hear me out. So what I was trying to say was that they're making such a big deal out of it. But but a few years ago, they were saying the FA Cup was a Mickey Mouse Cup as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, ridiculous.
When we were winning it. But what...
Yeah, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't think it is a Mickey Mouse Cup because... And I think because of how intense the league is, and as you know, Rob just said, the top six, right? It ain't a top six anymore, really. Yeah, there's so many teams that are in and around. I know you might say, you know, there's only so many people that will get in the Champions League position. I get that, but there's so much rivalry now, and I think West Ham will kick on as well next season. I think you'll see a different West Ham who could be up there in at least the top six or top eight. But because everyone wants to win something now, or needs to win something now. One, to keep their manager, you know. Two, to keep players or attract players, as well as please fans. You know, any chance to win something is massive now, like absolutely massive. So as you just said, like Arsenal could quite possibly, or more likely now, have this season and win nothing. Yeah, but then you've got Liverpool potentially getting a double. You know, Newcastle possibly winning something. I don't know who's in the FA Cup anymore, but whoever's in the FA Cup, you know, I know people got the Champions League, but you know, all them, you know, everyone wants, as you just said, everyone wants to win something, and there's not enough chances, and it is a chance to get a trophy. And as we just said, you know, if Arsenal was to win this trophy, not that you know, it's not an FA Cup. I don't agree with what Rob said, sorry, because I think that is bigger. Yeah, that. You know, if we did keep that, could that keep Arteta for a couple more years? Could that please more Arsenal fans? Is it, oh, look, we've actually won something? Or, you know, because there are a lot of Arsenal fans.
Did it?
No, yeah, good shout. It didn't keep taking on. No, but I mean, there's a lot of Arsenal fans now questioning. Not that I agree with them, because I think Arteta's still... No. Yeah, and that's only 5 years ago. I mean, it's not long. You talk about Newcastle ain't won nothing in 55 years or whatever it is, 52 years. Don't quote me on that, I don't know what it is. You know, as you say, Arteta only won it 5 years ago, and it's not keeping him in a job.
It just don't mean anything anymore to the bigger clubs, because they're chasing the bigger carrot at the end of it, aren't they?
I'm so glad you said that, Adam.
Sorry?
Because this is what the point I was trying to make earlier. This is literally the point I was trying to make earlier in my group chat. Like, in principle, it means very little, right? Would you take it? Yes. Would you be too sweated if you didn't have it? No. All right? And that's what the point I was trying to make, right? Ultimately, if you win it, you'll take it, but you're a little bit embarrassed to be there. Like, yeah, we won the Carabao Cup. It'd be like I said, it'd be like Arsenal win the Europa Conference League. It'd be like, yeah, we'll take it, but it's a little bit embarrassing that we're here in the first place, because we should be in the Champions League. And that's the point I was trying to make, and I got absolutely bombarded for it. But I stand by it. I stand by it, because ultimately Arsenal should be in the Champions League, and West Ham should be in the Europa Conference League. That was kind of the gist of the point I was trying to make, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't spiteful. I wasn't being spiteful. It was just an honest take on the question that I got given, and I was kind of like, you know, if Arsenal are in the Europa Conference League, then Arsenal have messed up. If Arsenal win it, if Arsenal are in it, they should be winning it, and if they don't win it, they messed up. So
yeah,
that was what I was trying to say.
I think I pointed this out, that if the big six, if the European clubs didn't compete in the League Cup, I think only one big six club would have won that over the past 15 seasons. Well, it works out. That would have been Chelsea, because they weren't in Europe at any of it. But I think the most successful team in the League Cup without the European six would have been Sunderland. Sunderland and Brentford would have won it twice each in that 15 years. Without, can you imagine what a cup would do to a team like Sunderland or Brentford? You know, it's basically the big clubs now that they're like Man City, for instance. They won it 4 times out of 5.
Liverpool won it 10 times.
Liverpool won it 10 times, and Liverpool might win it 11 based off I predicted Liverpool to win it this year. But Man City won it 4 out of 5 times, and they had a squad that was worth near £1 billion. How can someone like Brentford or Southampton or even West Ham compete with the likes of that when they've got £200 million sitting on their bench? It's just unfair.
Anyone can compete with that.
It's just the money. It's not money ball. It's whoever's got the biggest wallet wins. And as we said earlier in the pod, don't matter what you do to break the rules. That means nothing, does it? Because if you've got a big enough bank balance to break the rules, you've got a big enough bank balance to pay the fines.
Yeah,
and that's effectively what the Premier League are chasing, because they're thinking, well, we get that fine, that gets reinvested in grassroots football. That never happens as much as it should do. But,
sorry, just to jump in, to answer your question, Tabs, it was either the Coca-Cola Cup or the Worthington Cup.
Worthington Cup. Yeah, the thing is with Worthington Cup, it always reminds me of Spurs winning it.
Yeah, that's true. Get rid of it. It was the Coca-Cola Cup. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I remember it as a Coca-Cola Cup. Definitely the Coca-Cola Cup.
Who was the Spurs player that got sent off in that?
I don't know. All I do know is that Jamie O'Hara didn't get off the bench.
I can't remember Rumbelows, if I'm completely honest. Milk, no, well before my time. Carling Cup, maybe. I think Carling Cup.
I remember the Carling Cup.
Yeah, that was Millennium Stadium.
The Worthington Cup.
The old man calls it the Milk Cup, doesn't he? Pops calls it the Milk Cup, doesn't he?
He does call it the Milk Cup. That's true. Yeah, he does. I always remember it as the Coca-Cola, and I do remember the Worthington Cup. I do remember that.
I think, they're all good shouts, but I think the Carabao Cup is just such a terrible sponsor. It's just a terrible branding. I hate it. Do you remember that time when they had they'd done the draw at something like 3 o'clock in the morning because they wanted to do it in Thailand from where the actual owner of Carabao was from?
Really?
Because the Carabao is an energy drink that was created by a Thai rock star, effectively. So he put all his money into this energy drink, and now it's gone. It's blew up. Now he sponsors this. So basically, they took the draw and done it like 3 o'clock in the morning in Thailand, and everyone was like waking up like, "Who we got next round?" Because it was so out of sync. Yeah. But yeah, Carabao Cup, I think, is probably the worst.
That's again talking about money gone stupid, isn't it? That's what you're talking about there.
It's just a terrible branding. It's got it's just bright colours that just look very garish. I just think we need a new sponsor and we need a new strategy for it for the whole competition. Like it's ridiculous having Champions League clubs in it and Europa League clubs in it when they've been told they've got to play an extra 6 games a season in Europe. So yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. Let's say listen back on episode 3. We have a much longer debate about it, and I've listed those 15 clubs who would have been Carabao League Cup champions at that point. No, it's a good. That's a good session. Go on, Cal.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask. You said that you think it's now time for Potter to start being judged. How long has he been in the job?
He's been in the job 3 or 4. It'll be his 4th week now.
Do you not think it's a bit harsh?
Probably judge is probably the wrong terminology, I suppose. I think what I meant was that this is the point now when we get to see what he does with the squad. I think we can't judge him off those 4 weeks because he's had a lot of issues to deal with in his first 4 weeks. But I think now, to the rest of the season, we could probably get to understand what his style of play is going to be like, what type of players he's going to be playing in certain positions. There's fitnesses that's going to come back for key players. So I think once he's got that and we get to see the bearer of the fruits of that, then that's when we'll see. That's when we'll see what we need in the summer to really truly judge him. I don't think what I'm saying is I'm not expecting fans to call for his head this season, Effectively, we need to give him that time to see what it's about, because we ain't gonna get relegated. I mean, it'd be, I know it sounds a bit, our team's too good to go down, as the famous saying goes, but I just think we're not in the position where relegation is a threat at the moment. Like, as I said to Dad on Monday, we need to get 13 points from 14 games to stay up, to hit the magic 40-point mark. And it does look like even less than that could be enough to keep us up. So if we can get a point a game, that keeps us up, and then at least we get to know what we're playing like, So, yeah.
And last one before you wrap up, Ed. Last one before you wrap up. Is Ange neck on the line now? Is he going to be the next manager sacked? No, they've been knocked
Ange's
out.
neck on the line was after the first day he signed that contract.
Well,
he's never been, for me.
I don't think he will get sacked. I don't think he's going to get sacked.
Who are they going to get in to replace him? That's the first question.
And
they've just,
you know what?
They've just paid £10 million for a left winger. That's
embarrassing. I cannot believe how much they paid for that loan deal. The other thing is I can't see them sacking him, because his argument would be, I suspect, and they would probably have sympathy for this on the board as well, is they have had an unprecedented amount of injuries, right? And I know we can talk about how everyone's had injuries. Tottenham's injury issues do seem or appear to kind of excel everyone else's. I would argue that Arsenal losing Saka is worth 4 Tottenham players, right? But minimum. But they have had an unprecedented, especially in defence, right? So they've lost so many players, and they've just lost another one. I think they've just lost Dragunov as well, haven't they? So
he's just been taken off. Yeah.
So they've lost another player as well. So I just think, I just don't see it. And
the thing is,
he's out of the Carabao Cup by the looks of it. But you know what?
He's out of the Carabao
Cup.
Cup.
And win the Europa Conference League, couldn't they?
Yeah, FA Cup as well.
And they're still in the FA Cup. So I still think I just don't see him being sacked. I don't see it. Their form is relegation form. Although they did beat Brentford, which was an incredible result given the circumstances.
Yeah.
But I do not see them sacking him. I do not. No, I just don't see it.
I can't see him going. I don't think he's the right man for the job. I don't think he's going to get sacked either. That's where I stand with it. I don't see where the next person is going to come in and take over. I mean, I've seen a lot. I watch other YouTube channels like Spurs. I can't remember the name of the Spurs one that I watched just to be out of interest, and they're fed up with him. The fans are fed up with him. They want someone young, refreshing, and
the problem is though, Adam. They
want Michael Carrick. That's what they want.
The problem is though, Adam, is people are getting smart to it. They're looking and they're thinking, "Oh, I'll fucking go there."
Mm.
And I keep hearing this narrative of Tottenham are a big club. People would love to go and work for Tottenham. People are getting wise to the fact they can't do fuck all when they get there.
Yeah, I think the project. This is the key thing. The project of Spurs is very. Let's say anyone that goes in wants a project. It's there. You've got one of the best stadiums in Europe. You've got a lot of riches, but whether they decide to spend it or not, that's a different question. They've got a fantastic training facility. I hate to admit it, they've got good fans, but there's a lot of potential there. But then obviously they just need to get the right person in and build with them. I think going with Ange Postecoglou, whose only real success in Europe has been with Celtic, and that's a two-horse domestic league anyway. I'd like to see, if Spurs did get rid of him, I'd like to see them go back to type, go back to a young coach, give them the opportunity to build something for 5 years, because they've got a 58-year-old. Like, people labelled West Ham of hiring David Moyes, who's a dinosaur, but Ange Postecoglou is only a year younger than Moyes. So, but I think they need to go someone completely young, a lot younger, almost like a Ryan Mason appointment. I'm not saying Ryan Mason's the right job, but like that sort of level, like a young, modern day Premier League footballer who's got an eye for talent, an eye for a way of playing.
Like the Brighton manager.
No, I don't think he's the right man for the job.
No,
I think
he's so either. Do you know what's interesting as well? Harry Kane's buyout clause at Bayern is like 55 million this summer.
Spurs can buy him back.
He'd be back in the Premier League. He'd be back in the Premier League.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whoever matches that buyout clause, Cal.
Yeah.
Whoever matches that buyout clause, Tottenham then gets first refusal.
If he wants to go there.
If he wants to go back, yes.
Oh, he'll go back to Spurs. He'll get his one trophy at Germany. He'll come back because because he's got Alan Shearer's goal scoring record to go for.
He could win that anywhere else than at Spurs, though. He could do that at any team.
Yeah, where's he going to get his better opportunity, isn't it? And
Man United. Can you imagine him at Man United next season with Bruno Fernandes and Mainu?
No, I can't see him at Man United. Chelsea, maybe.
I can see him at Man United.
Chelsea's a great shout.
Yeah.
And just for the bands, I could see him at Arsenal.
Yes, that's where you're going with it. That's where you're going.
Just for the bands.
I can't see him going else. I think he's more loyal to Spurs than what Solskjaer ever was. I think Chelsea could be it. Even if Newcastle, if they get into Champions League, they could do it. Even Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa.
I don't see him at those clubs. I don't think he'll go there, but I could see the Chelsea one maybe.
Yeah,
but
Chelsea have had a link in previous.
I think he want to stay in London, so I think it would be Tottenham or Chelsea. I think that's the most.
Or West Ham. We like an injury-prone striker. Why not? Under Graham Potter.
There's wishful thinking, then there's wishful thinking, my friend.
Mate, I see Harry Kane side for West Ham on FIFA. Don't tell me it ain't going to
happen. Manifest it, mate. Manifest it.
He's dreaming, mate.
West Ham finally get the striker they've craved, a world-class club record-breaking. International record-breaking.
Don't say that. We've just said that they're going to make it over their 40s now.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, you've got
their 50s now.
Who's the Japanese guy that's playing in the Brazilian second or Portuguese second league, and he's like 57?
No way.
Yeah, I'll try and find his name just quickly while we're still on that. But where's Arsenal now this week? Then they're back in the warm weather training, aren't they? They're in Dubai.
Yeah, they are. They're in Dubai. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a good one to start with next week, though, Adam. To be fair, because we've talked for ages, and talking about Dubai might be another 20 minutes. But just in short, the last time Arsenal were in Dubai, which was last season, they came back after that and absolutely spanked it for the final stretch of the season.
We knew.
But, we got spanked. They did spank West Ham as well, to be fair. But I think that would be an interesting topic maybe to start next week, because the only Premier League game that's remaining this week is the Merseyside derby, which I also think would be interesting to talk about, because Moisey is having a bit of a go, to be fair to him. So maybe start with the Merseyside derby, talk about Dubai, and then talk about the games ahead. And then that way, because otherwise we're going to be here for another half hour.
Yeah, no, we will. We can go on. We can waffle us dads. You know why? It's because we don't get much football chat throughout the week, so we try and cram it all in a short space of time.
That's what I mean. Like I'm loving our Instagram page right now. Dad's our job. Follow it. I'm loving it just because of the nonsense I get to post on it, and just kind of enjoy being a little bit facetious.
Just a quick one. That oldest player in the world that's playing professional football is Kazuyoshi Miura. So he used to play for Santos. He's currently playing in the 4th tier of Japan football at the minute at 57 years of age. You think this guy is just 2 years younger than my dad, and he's playing football?
We better tell Tony to sort it out then. Get those studs out.
Get those studs out. All right then, boys. We'll leave it there for
boy. Go and play in the Essex Sunday Combination League.
Just a quick one. Those that are familiar with Dagenham East and Dagenham area, it's a sad day this week as Man Baker's club has gone into liquidation. So that's the entire team, the clubhouse, everything has gone into liquidation. So it's a sad day, especially for those in that area, because there's a local community that suffered a loss there. I know because I used to play for them, like very, very lower standard.
Sorry, Tony.
Very low standard. Even my dad plays for the vets at Man Bakers. So yeah, sad times. Man Bakers, RIP. Another football club gone into the ashes. So yeah, sad day. But yeah, we'll leave it on that note. Thanks again, guys. Cracking episode this week. Good interaction online. We'll be back next week.
Everyone that
live on YouTube. No worries. See that, guys.
Yeah.